Imagine this. A famous artist shoots her husband 5 times, right in the face. And then she never says another word. We're about to unlock the chilling mystery of the silent patient, a story where the loudest clue, believe it or not, is total silence. Okay, so it all starts with this single, absolutely brutal act. You have this celebrated artist, Alicia Berenson, and her husband, Gabriel, a really successful fashion photographer, and she just shoots him right in the face. And after that, nothing. Absolutely nothing. No confession, no defense, not a single word of explanation. From the second the police show up, all the way through her trial, and for years after, Alicia Berenson is completely, utterly silent. But here's the thing. What if her silence isn't an admission of guilt? What if it's actually a story? In this explainer, we're diving deep into the silent patient, because the truth is locked away, and the key, well, let's just say it's held by the last person you would ever suspect. So let's set the scene. From the outside, Alicia and Gabriel seemed to have this perfect life, but in just one night, all of that was shattered. What the police found inside their home, it was a scene of just pure horror. Okay, so here's what they walked in on. Gabriel, he's tied to a chair, dead. Alicia is right there, still alive, but she has these deep, self-inflicted cuts on her wrists. Now, because she completely refuses to say anything, they see it as a sign of a total breakdown. So instead of going to prison, she gets sent to a secure psychiatric facility called the Grove. But here's the thing, she does give them one statement. Just one. It's a painting, a self-portrait that she titles Alcestis. Now, if you know your Greek mythology, Alcestis was a woman who died to save her husband. When she's brought back from the dead, she can no longer speak. You see, this isn't just some random title. It's the entire mystery, right there in one word. So the case just goes cold. For 6 long years, Alicia is at the Grove, completely silent. Everyone's pretty much given up on her, written her off as a lost cause. But then, someone new comes into the picture. A man who is absolutely convinced that he and only he can get her to talk. And that man is Theo Faber. Now get this, he isn't just assigned to Alicia's case. Oh no. He goes out of his way to get a job at the Grove specifically so he can treat her. He is utterly fixated on this case, positive he can do what no one else has. But Theo, he's a really complicated guy. He's got his own demons, for sure. He even says it himself. Because I was screwed, I became a psychotherapist. He had this awful childhood with an abusive father, and that's what drove him into this work. He kind of sees his own pain reflected in his patients, especially in Alicia. So, since he can't get Alicia to talk to him directly, Theo basically becomes a detective. He starts digging around and manages to track down her old diary. His hope? That maybe her words from the past can shed some light on why she's silent now. And what he finds in that diary, it's not the ramblings of some cold-blooded killer. Not at all. It's the voice of a woman who is absolutely terrified. She's convinced someone is watching her, stalking her, a mysterious man hiding in the shadows right outside her house. So Theo starts making the rounds, interviewing everyone in Alicia's circle. Her brother-in-law Max, her art dealer Jean-Felix, even her estranged family. And yeah, everyone gives him a little piece of the puzzle, but nobody can identify this stalker. And the diary, it ends with this one final chilling entry. He's inside the house. And look, this wasn't just her being paranoid. Theo talks to her neighbor, who confirms it. Alicia told her about a stalker just weeks before it all happened. The threat was absolutely real. Okay, and this is where the story gets really interesting, because it splits into 2 parallel tracks. While Theo is obsessively digging into Alicia's past, his own life, in the present, starts to completely fall apart. He finds out his own wife, Kathy, is having an affair. He sees the emails and it just shatters him. This betrayal sends him into a total tailspin, and that professional line between him and his patient, Alicia, it starts to get really blurry, turning into something way more dangerous. So consumed by jealousy, what does Theo do? He starts stalking his wife's lover. He just has to see the guy who wrecked his life. So he follows him home one night and finds himself standing right outside the house of Gabriel and Alicia Berenson. The 2 stories, they're on a collision course. And this This is the moment everything turns upside down. Theo wasn't just investigating a crime, he was part of the crime. You see, his wife's lover was Gabriel Berenson, the man Alicia saw in the shadows, the stalker from her diary. That was Theo. So Theo broke into their house that night, but his plan wasn't to hurt Alicia, it was to confront Gabriel. He ties them both to chairs and gives Gabriel a choice, your life or your wife's. And when Gabriel, without hesitation, chooses to save himself, it just destroys Alicia. Theo leaves, and it's Alicia, shattered by that ultimate betrayal, who picks up the gun. That revelation, it changes absolutely everything. All of a sudden, Alicia's 6 years of silence, that wasn't madness, it was a strategy. Just try to imagine the absolute horror of it. The man who set the whole tragedy in motion, the one who exposed her husband's betrayal, he just walks into her hospital room 6 years later, pretending he's there to save her. What could she do? Her silence, it was the only thing protecting her. And that really gets to the heart of this whole story. For Alicia, silence wasn't a sign of weakness. It wasn't empty. It was a loaded weapon. It held the entire explosive truth, just waiting for the perfect moment to expose the monster who was hiding in plain sight the whole time. So, in the end, this isn't really just a story about a murder, is it? It's about the terrifying power of secrets and the incredible, deafening weight of everything that we don't say out loud. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other stories are hidden in the silence all around us?